In this video, we're going to discuss the GameGuru Max experimental build. I promised a couple of you that I would do a quick video on this just to help explain why you see sometimes I'll have some models or some behaviors that I'm demoing that aren't available currently in retail. And I want to make sure everybody's on the same page with this because it's important to understand how to access this and why you might want to access this, but then also some of the downsides to accessing this. And I think it's, we'll just consider all of those factors before making a decision. Everybody is going to make a different decision. Let's just start with how do we access it. So if you're in Steam, you can see right now I'm already in experimental build, but I'll just walk through the steps. Right click on GameGuru Max, go to the properties. From here, you're going to click on betas and switch to experimental. All right, so you can see there's a whole bunch of different versions in here, but what you want is experimental. Okay, so once you've selected that, you're going to enter a code. Let tester in 456, just like that, and click check code. When you do that, it should accept that password, and then it'll download some files that you don't already have. So that's that difference between retail and experimental. Once you're done doing that, I would highly recommend that you go to the installed files tab here and click verify integrity of software files. This could take some time. It really just depends on your setup. If you have a fast machine and you're installed on your C drive or something, internal, it's probably not going to take too long. For me, the machine's pretty quick, but I'm installed on an SSD external hard drive, which takes quite a bit longer to go through this process. So I'm clearly not going to click that right now. Do this after you first go to experimental build, and then also after every update. If they push an update, or if you come into Steam one day and it says it requires update, go ahead and process the update, but then immediately after, before you launch GameGuru Max, I would recommend re-verifying your files again. You'll save you a lot of time and effort and frustration. So be sure to make a habit of doing that once you're in experimental mode. So what's the difference? Well, once you're in experimental mode, you'll find that for the most part, it's very much the same as retail. Obviously, all the UI and everything is going to be the same. Really, the big difference is what's available not only in assets. You might find that there's differences in the test models, for example. Some of these things may not appear in your retail build. So some of you were asking about some of the models, like the camera, for example. Security cameras right there. So look for those. And then the other thing you might find that's different, I'm just going to grab an object. It doesn't really matter which one. I'll just grab this. This will be fine. The number of behaviors is quite a bit different. In fact, as of the recording of this video, we see some new switch behaviors that even I haven't seen yet. So I'm going to have to be taking a look at some of those here real soon and understanding what they do. Right, search beam and search light, those are new as of the recording of this video. So these kind of things show up all the time. Other fixes or changes to the software from Lee and team may also show up as well. So it can be nice to get an early view at some of those changes, or get your hands on a behavior that just came out that you want to try out, something maybe that I've demoed. But before you jump right in and start doing this, I want to caution you, because there is a bit of an unspoken contract that you're signing when you access the experimental build. I mean, it's called experimental, right? Which means that with an experimental build comes a number of bugs that may not exist in retail, right? These things are all just coming out. They obviously they do their own internal testing, but they can't test every scenario. They're counting on us to play with it and to break it, and of course report issues that we have. So that's part of the deal. If you decide to switch to experimental mode, be ready for some things not to work quite right. And sometimes it's things that worked right before and are now broken, and you think, well, what happened to this to make it do that? Who knows? But that can and probably will happen. So just take that for what it is. I don't believe that'll be the way it is forever. I think eventually at some point there'll be things that aren't moving quite as fast, that they'll be able to keep retail up to date, more regularly. But things are moving quickly. You can expect things to change, and with those change comes bugs. So the choice is up to you whether or not to take that path. I personally find not only is it nice to get an early jump on some of the new content that comes out, but then also I want the videos that I make for you to be relevant for as long as possible. So you can watch them, as things are coming out, and then eventually those things will make it to retail and still be relevant for a long period of time. If I were to go and do only the retail content now, a lot of you would already be in experimental and trying things out and have no, guidance on how to use them. So that's the idea behind that. And of course, as things do change, significantly, I'll make new videos and update that content. So be on the lookout for that as well. But that's it. I just wanted to explain to you the experimental build and how to use it. I guess one last thing I wanted to show you is, let's suppose you decide, I don't want to do experimental anymore. Then the way you would revert is really just go back to your properties, click on the betas, and switch back to none, and that'll be back to your retail. Okay. But that's it. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned something new, please be sure to click the like button below. If you're new here, or if you just haven't already subscribed yet, now's a great time to do so. Be sure to click the subscribe button below. And if you'd like a notification for when I post new videos, I always say I don't keep a regular schedule. It's really just whenever I get a chance to do something for you, I will. Be sure to click the notification bell icon. That will notify you anytime new videos are posted. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.